The first computer programmers were women.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
The word computer is a reference to. It used to be a job. If you had some math aptitude, you could work for the military or some other organization. There were no calculators really.
Wow.
You could pass information. You could say, hey, we have this math problem. We need you to kind of run this information and get us some results back. And that was a job. It was a blue collar job.
Wow.
And then when the first computers came around, a lot of those people transitioned into those fields. And a lot of those people were women, and a lot of those women were black.
What? Dossey. That's crazy.
I think Taraji P. Henson was in a movie about that.
What?
Yeah.
I definitely didn't see it. I probably thought it was a fictional movie. I didn't have any idea. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's
it needs to be a movie about this.
It was a group of black women who wrote the main NASA software code to get to the moon.
Oh, yo, that movie.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah, I know what you're talking about. My girl wanted to go see that.
It was good.
It was good. It was all right.
Yeah, it was all right.
It was all right. It wasn't as good as the real life thing.
I would have, if it was on.
And also, by the way, I don't think the information that you're just telling me. I don't know if I got that from the film. To be honest, did you get that from the film?
Definitely, I think the film was more about that specific thing.
Uh-huh.
It's really more. It was really more about their impact on that program and how,
right,
how much they contributed to us going to the moon. It wasn't really about the history of computing. You don't really hear about that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Where computers come from, that whole history.
Because it's interesting, and just not to cut you off, but it's interesting because, a lot of people don't. They see something, and that is their threshold of if it's possible or not. So even women or especially black women to just know, we're in here typing on these computers. We're in here in this field. That's just something that I wish we would have heard a little bit more about. It's disappointing that I felt like that would have been something.
Yeah. I mean, there's also been up until very recently, so we say, an intentional oppression of these ideas and these concepts. I mean, there are still people who are coming out giving credit to people who never got credit. I mean, I don't know if you saw that movie about that guy who was an intern, or I think a surgeon. What do you call it? Apprenticeship. I don't know what the word is.
Okay.
But he was actually the one that figured out the final moves to do heart transplants.
Okay.
And he was black. He pretty much invented heart transplants.
Wow.
And he never got the credit, I think, until the late 80s or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. That's fascinating. Thank you for that.
Or the light bulb. That's a crazier one.
What?
Yeah, the light bulb. So Thomas Edison had came up with this idea, not come up with the idea for light bulb, but he had the first light bulb patent. He showed it off at that big trade show. I forgot which one. And at the time, it was really more of a trick, right? Because they didn't really work. They were really just these hot coils burning in these glass tubes. They weren't really going to last. They would burn out in a couple days.
Okay.
If not a couple hours.
Right.
So
interesting.
He would do all these big press releases and all this stuff, and he would talk about people would make all these orders for it, and he would delay it until he could figure it out for them to work. There was even a point where he was giving away stock to reporters, shares of his own companies to reporters, just to not ask questions and to keep quiet about the fact that these light bulbs didn't work. And 4 years later, he finally produces the carbon filament for the light bulb, and we get these things that last for days on end. But he didn't make the carbon filament. Carbon filament was invented by a guy who worked for him named Lewis Howard Latimer, who is a black guy.
Wow. I think if his name wasn't Lewis Howard Latimer, maybe he would have had
he could have used a better PR agent.
Maybe a little bit.